Alright, so here we are. Alright. Here we go, the New York Knights and the New York Sailors. Alright. Alright, so here we go. The Knights and the Sailors. Here we go. Just so I'm gonna use one of these. I think we will. Nah. Let's use this one. There we go. There's lineups. And custom players. Welcome to downtown Florida. The Grapefruit League. The Knights and the Sailors. It'll be a fun spring training game on a Sunday night. The Battle of New York. So, starting on the mound, Blake Snow for the New York Knights, a two-time Cy Young Award winner. Before the game started, 5 and three records. Off in the ball game here tonight. Made at the wall. Made in front of the warning track. One down. So take a look at the starting lineup here. Some decent hitters. I know who that is. Carter Mesterley for New York. Preseason game. So walk to start off the ball game. Blake Perkins walked by Snell. Here's Royce Lewis. There's one on for the Sailors. They're gonna try and call Perkins out at first. Not gonna happen. Safe. So Royce Lewis for New York, for the New York Sailors, and he cranks one foul. The stands down the left field line. Strike one. And another pitch.
1-1.
It's high, 1-1 the count. To Royce Lewis. Circle change up and it's ball 2-1. So the count's 2-1. Four seamer, it's 2-2. To Blake Snell and Royce Lewis. We're gonna miss. He got him. 2 down. Start the ball game. Here's Colton Cowser. I'm gonna try and call Perkins in again, but he's safe easily. So 2 out, 1 on. We're scoreless here in New York.
No, that's inside.
Sorry, here in Florida. Mistake. Florida game between the two New York teams. It's just preseason. No, these games aren't much of a big deal. It is fun. So back for a bit of baseball. Here's the 1-0. That one's a ball in the dirt, 2-0. Perkins stays on first. 24 home runs for Colton Cowser. And 153 games.
Runner, he's going.
Other runner going from second. The throw. Safe. Blake Perkins, a stolen base. He's made it to second here in the first inning. Yeah, he just bolted right for the bag as soon as he saw that ball was going to be under. And really impressive speed there. Really something to see. And 2-1. Swing and a miss. The count even 2-2. So the Knights and the Sailors. Two ball, 2 strike count here.
Count is full.
And the count's full to Colton Cowser. This might be back-to-back walks to start the ball game for the Knights. I really like the uniforms, especially for both these teams, especially the Sailors. I love that. The road jerseys for Brooklyn's New York team. Because the Sailors represent Brooklyn, the Knights represent Manhattan, but they both play in the same stadium in this league. Hi, pop-up. And that retires the side. So we head to the bottom of the first. The Knights and the Sailors here in Florida spring training game on a Sunday night. We head to the bottom of the first. We're still scoreless. So starting on the mound is Tarek Skubal for the New York Sailors. Excuse me. 31 games started, 30.3% strikeout rate, 4% walk rate, and he won the Cy Young Award last season. Here's Neil Cruz to lead off the ball game for the Knights. Takes a strike to start to lead off the ball game for the Knights. The wind in the deal, the pitch.
1-1.
Circle change up, that one curved low. Just about well below the knees. Keeping the count, so they're not going pretty well hit. And foul. So the Knights, they're named after like them. I'm thinking like Grand Coliseum. The name just works. The Knights. Out towards center field. This one hit. Going pretty well far. Makes the catch. 1 down. So the DH, Colt Crimson, custom player. There's quite a few on the bench. Colt Crimson, the DH, for the New York Knights. One out, nobody on. We're scoreless. No swing and a miss.
0 balls, 1 strike.
No balls and a strike. Another one from Tarek Skubal. Chased it. It's 0-2. So,
That's a
I'm interested where this goes. That one's low 1-2. I'm really I just want to see like almost like the relationship between these two teams.
2-2.
Oh, I'm guessing it's going to be a intense rivalry, just like the Mets and the Yankees. Ooh, I just spilled a bit of water.
Count's full.
So the count full to Colt Crimson. Another pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. So Crimson retired. 2 down. Here's Jose Iglesias. Swing. He'll foul one down the left field line, right past the third base umpire. But everybody knows Jose Iglesias. That's assuming you're a baseball guy watching this, because Carter Messerly. So you should be watching this. Which
Ball.
circle change up on his low 1 and 2. So the count's 1 and 2 to Iglesias. And strikes him out. Scuba with a strikeout on Iglesias to end the first. So we get to the top of the second. We're scoreless after 1. So Luis Raymond for the Sailors chases that one.
1-0.
And it's chases that one, and it's ball 1.
Ball.
And a 4-seam fastball.
2-0.
So the count's 2-0. And pitch and 4-seamer and snap foul. Counts 2-1. And the count's 2-2. So 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Full count.
And the count goes full. They called that one strike. They called that one a ball, not a strike. And that one hit out, and that's a base hit to left. A single, and Raymond is aboard. So Wes Clark coming out for New York. So here's Carter Messerly. Not Wes Clark. Carter Messerly is the wrong name. Sorry about that. And he'll take a strike, and it's 0-1. You know, yeah, this is actually named after somebody I know, but so Carter Messerly for the New York Sailors. Hey, oh, look out! A ball and a strike to Messerly. So certainly custom players that I'm fond of. This is one of them. Smashes one, but it's foul. And it's 1-2. Center fielder for the Sailors.
2-2.
Oh, Slurb almost hit him. 2-2. He's working the count well. And another pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck out swinging. Second strikeout for Blake Snell and the New York Knights. So, here's Jorge Mateo. And he swings and a miss in a 4-seamer.
It's 0-1.
Strike 1. So it's 0-1 to Jorge Mateo. swung and a miss. It's 0-2. Like Snell, he's really good like he's done a good job in this game, like getting the players to chase. If he can work on this preseason, he's gonna do real good in the regular season. Like just pulling them. So a strikeout to Mateo. And he swung right above it. So there's Tom Murphy. I don't know if I believe he's right. Or, I don't remember if he's a custom player or not. I don't recognize the name. Yeah, I don't remember all the custom players he made. Tom Murphy for the Sailors. 2 out, 1 on, and a 4-seamer tap foul for strike 1. Okay, yeah, that means he's a real player. So 4 teams he played for in the major leagues, anyway. And takes strike 2 there. It's really this game. One thing I should say is that these won't give an entire feeling of the team. Tom Murphy hit. And there's 2 on. 2 on top of the second. Here's Stuart Fairchild. He hits one down the line. That's going to be a base hit. That one's going into the corner. 1 run should score. Another run probably will score as well. And the throw, it is out. They got him. But the Sailors have a 1-0 lead. 1-0 on 2 hits. We head to the bottom of the second. Here's the New York Knights. Bottom of the second. So Christian Walker, this one hit pretty well. This one going back. It's onto the track. At the wall. He jumps. He can't get it. It's off the wall. To first. He's going to go for second. Easily safe. He'll stop right there. So a double for Christian Walker to lead off the second for the Knights. I genuinely thought that was going to be gone. Absolutely rocketed it to deep center there. With the off-the-wall double. Here's Michael Conforto. Swing, that's a base hit. That one's going to go all the way to the wall as well. Should go around second. He's going to try and go home. Here is the throw. Way late. And this game is tied. So an RBI single for Conforto. In the left center field. We're tied at 1. Then you start to the preseason game here. Here's Johanski Noel. Runner on second for the Knights. Last year for the Guardians. So he played for last year. Didn't see the stat there on the show though.
That's the ball.
4-seam fastball. 2-0 the count. There's your umpires today. No outrageous calls yet. I don't think we're gonna see any outrageous calls. Even if we do, it's not gonna matter because it's pretty easy. So Noel with a 2-ball 1-strike count. Here on the bottom of the second. There's nobody out. I pop up. And 1 away. So Noel retired. So here's Danny Trevino. '21st pitch for Skubal.
That's a ball.
A sinker for ball 1 below the knees. Or at the knees, it's hard to tell whether that was actually a ball or not. It looks like a ball. Swing and a miss on a circle change. Good pitch. Tarek Skubal. He is Tarek Skubal. So expected from him, and that's gonna get down for a hit. Runner to second. Is it going to try and go home? Well, no, he'll stay at third. So, Zango gets the runner to third. Trevino to first. So runners in the corners for the Knights. Here's Shea Langoliers. Played hit again for Enix last season. One for them season. And there's a runner short. There's one. And can't get the double play. The Knights take a 2-1 lead. They're out in front. A big error by the Sailors. Shortstop. Willie Castro. Okay. A big error there because he just wasn't ready to turn on the double play. That would have let the run score anyway, but then
No, that's high.
no, he didn't get any outs actually. He was way off the bag, so he didn't get the out. So that's great. That's great for the Sailors. So there's 2 on, and now they're losing. It's just something you need to work on. Again, it's not gonna matter. It's the first game of the preseason for both these teams. 2-0 count to Trey Sweeney. And the pitch. So the Knights doing pretty well. They're gonna get a home run in one of these at-bats. They're going to. Here's O'Neal Cruz. Takes a 4-seam fastball for strike 1 for the Knights. Counts 0-1. Dapper Fowlers. So Langler's on third, Trey Sweeney on second. Here's an 0-2. Way high. 4-seamer. It's 1 and 2. Oh, come on. Capture. Shut up. Capturing something being annoying. 4-seam fastball. Cruz strikes out. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Here's the custom player, Cole Crimson. I don't know where that came from in my brain, but I saw Holt, and I thought, I was thinking, what could his last name be? Crimson. I don't know why I thought of that. I just said together Colt Crimson, and I was like, I can't do this without not having a player called Colt Crimson.
1-1.
It's just a fun name to say, Colt Crimson. So the 1-1, swing gets fouled off by Crimson. 1 and 2 the count.
That's a ball.
Circle change up and it's way inside. 2 and 2. 2-2. And the pitch. I pop up. Catch. On the on-field bullpens. 2 down, 3-1 for the Knights. We head to the third. So here's Willie Castro to lead off the inning for the Sailors. So New York, second time in the order. And Castro hits one out toward left field. But Conforto to make the catch. 1 down. In pitch hitting, we might have one. That'd be funny. Blake Perkins coming to the plate for the Sailors.
That missed. That's a ball.
Okay, we won't have the 3-pitch inning, sadly, but it's 1-0 to Perkins. It's not a big deal. A lot of chances for them this summer. Counts 2-0 to Perkins. Pitch from Snell.
2-1.
Cold strike, 2-1. I want to see what he can do this season in the National Baseball League. I want to see what he can do. Here's the 2-2. This one launched, but it's foul. Into the crowd.
Count is full.
Forcing fastball and it's 3-2. Swing, that's a base hit. At least it should be, though. Long throw. Way late. Perkins is safe at first. Here's Royce Lewis. I don't think there's anything you gotta, yeah, he tried his best. He threw it way too high. Good throw. Just too high, which takes long. The higher you throw it, it's gonna take a longer time. That's just math. When you throw a ball, if you throw it like straight on, it's gonna get to the target faster than if you throw it higher. One benefit with throwing high is it's not gonna run out of steam because it's still gonna come down and still gonna be going forward. And that one's popped into center field, and the running catch and the throw to second to keep Lewis on first, and there's 2 down. Not Royce Lewis, who's on first? With Perkins. Perkins is on first, so here's Colton Cowser. 2 out.
No, that's up.
That's a four-seamer. It's 1-0. 121 hits last season, 153 games.
Oh, he's safe.
Throw back to first. To Perkins, couldn't get him out.
Nope, ball.
Now with a circle changeup outside for ball 2. The Sailors can they get rid of? How are they gonna play? I want to know. Is this gonna be a close rivalry between the 2 teams?
3-1.
Fleur way outside, 3-1 the count. Luis Raymond coming up next.
Ball 4. Take
Hands
a
on the
base.
dirt, ball 4. So Colton Cows are going to first. Second walk allowed for Perkins in the ball game today. There's 2 on, 2 out. So Raymond the leading run to the plate. If he would have hit a homer, it'd be 4-3. I'm not saying he will, but it'd be fun if he did. That's 4-seamer for strike 1. Right down Broadway for the Sailors. Runner. Oh, runner going to third. There's the throw. Out! Got him. Impressive throw. In the top of the third. Mid-third. In the bottom of the third in a moment. Here's Jose Iglesias. Putting it off for the Knights. Hit pretty well out towards left field. Going back, how far back? Not far enough. 1 down. Luis Raymond out there to make the catch. There's Christian Walker. Something on his leg, which we do see a lot of players have that. Like a bracelet.
Heck one.
Nice knuckle curve from Tarek Skubal. Second one. 0-1 count. Walker. And a foul one. Raymond on it, not going to get there. So it's going to be strike 2. But now foul balls won't help you from a defensive perspective. Strike 3 on the corner, outside corner. 4th strikeout for Tarek Skubal in 3 innings. He's had a good day. Here's Michael Conforto. Top of the third, 2 down. Forcing fastball for strike 1. RBI double in second for Conforto and the Knights. 3-1 New York Knights lead over the New York Sailors.
Nope, ball.
Forcing fastball upstairs to even the count a ball and a strike. And that's going to be fouled into the greener area in left field. Here's the 1-2. Pulled foul by Conforto. Keeps the inning going for the Knights. Swing and a miss on a slider. Strikes out swinging. 5th K for Derek Skubal. We head to the 4th. 3-1. Didn't get the read rest right now. So, Luis Raymond. Carter Meserly's next. Once again. Raymond will take a slider for strike 1. So the Sailors. Batting order, Carter Meserly. All for one today. You'd like to see him get a base hit. Takes a slider for strike 1. Not the best take, but I can understand that. So it's on the edge of the zone.
Ball.
Slider even the count there. Took a little too much from off. Yeah, that pitch from Gary took too much. The sinker too low. 2-1. The pitch. Swing this one pretty well, but it's foul. Into the corner. So the New York Knights here.
We got a full count.
No, interrupt that. The count is full to Carter Meserly. See what happens here. Ball 4. Meserly gonna walk to first. First walk drew by Garrett. In his mound appearance. Here's Jorge Mateo. And that one's going to be pulled foul for strike 1. What? Carter Meserly in the tuning in. I was going to run online. Unable to make the catch there as it gets past him, but it's going to be foul, so. Let's see. Strike number 2. That would be an amazing catch. If you made it.
Nope, that's in.
Slider, it's 1-2. Garrett struggling with his pitches. His accuracy mainly. As you can see. And that's a base hit. Oh, it's going to get past him. All the way to the wall. This it might score a run. He's gonna go home. And yes, he will. He is way safe. It's a 1-run game. So Meserly to I believe second base. Maybe third. So Luis Raymond and Jorge Mateo with an RBI. So Meserly on. I believe that was Carter Meserly who scored that run. This one hit pretty well. This one going back out towards right center. Goodbye, home run. A 2-run blast for Tom Murphy. The Sailors are out in front. It's 4-3. Sailors. A 382-foot bomb into right center. And the Sailors have silenced the Knights crowd. They're at the New York Knights preseason home. An absolute bullet towards right field there. So here's Stuart Fairchild for the Sailors. There's only one out. bad news for the Knights. If this is like a sign, if the Knights like have games like this, where they just defensively are irresponsible, which they seem to be in this game. If they don't fix that, and there's a base hit for Fairchild. If they don't fix that one, which is fouled off. Oh, throw back, safe. Couldn't call out Stuart Fairchild. So the Sailors in front 43 in the spring training game. Sinker with the knees. 0-2. After a 7-year career with Detroit, Washington. 7-year career with some major league teams. Throw safe. Castro made it. Made it to the bag in time. 2-on. Here's Blake Perkins. Just enough. So it was like a bouncing round ball. And Castro, he beat out the throw by some miracle. Perkins 1 for 1 in the ball game for the Sailors. Takes a sinker for strike 1. Garrett threw that exact pitch to the last batter with Castro, which also resulted in a strike. You can't throw the same pitch over and over, and that's going to be out at first. A productive out. Runners on second and third. Sailors having a really good inning here in the fourth. They're up 4-3. Here's Royce Lewis. They're almost going like their full batting order. I believe they started with their third. And that's lined up, base hit. 1 run should score. It will. It's 5-3. Runner, and not in time. The Sailors have a 3-run lead. And they just add on here in the fourth. Explosion of New York Sailors offense. So yeah, they're going to pull Braxton Garrett off the mound. Here's Matt Fiesta. 24% strikeout rate, an 8% walk rate, 23 innings pitched, 6-1 record in 19 games, and a 1.23 ERA. Small sample size, but that's a ridiculous ERA. But again, the small sample size, so that kind of inflates that low number. It deflates it, I should say. Because if you have a small sample size and you were really good in that sample size, of course you're going to have a ridiculously good ERA. There just isn't much there. And there's a smash to center field by Colton Cowser. There it goes. Goodbye. Home run. Into center field with an absolute moonshot. First home run for Colton Cowser. And New York continues their offensive explosion here in the fourth. So a 2-run blast for Cowser. That should make it 8-3 New York. 8-3 Sailors, I should say. I can't say New York because they're both New York teams. All passed. That was behind the batter's eye. So 2 out, 8-3 Sailors. A big lead.
No, that's in.
For the Brooklyn-based team. Luis Raymond to the plate. So yeah, they've gone through their whole lineup. They've gone through their whole lineup at least. And it's gonna be line foul down into the stands. So the count's 1-1. Matt Fiesta struggling to get these 2 outs. He gave up a homer just a moment ago. Forcing fastball on the upper outside corner. 2-2 to Raymond. Raymond 1 for 2 in the first preseason game for the Sailors. Forcing fastball way upstairs. 3-2 the count. Carter Mesterly on deck once again. He's had a tough day. He's had first at bat, then he walked his second time up, and then scored a run. Raymond walks. Carter Mesterly for the second time this inning. So walking a run, and he's 0 for 1 today. As he steps into the batter's box. And I'd love to see him get a hit. That's going to be a foul ball for Mesterly. Into the crowd. No one to Mesterly.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
That was outside, 1-1. Matt Festa's, I keep wanting to say Fiesta. Matt Festa struggling to end this inning. Because he was brought in. He's already given up a home run. That's lined. Run to the bag. Side retired. So, the Knights finally get out of this nightmare of an inning. It's a 3 for the Sailors. So Grant Holmes coming on for the New York Sailors. Grant Holmes, a 68 innings pitched last season, 24.8% strikeout rate, 5.3% walk rate, 3.56 ERA in 26 games, with a 2-1 record. That was all last season. Grant Holmes. He'll face Johanski Noel, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game today.
That's a ball.
And that one goes upstairs. It's a ball and no strikes. I like Holmes' hair. Strike. On the inside of the zone, it's 1-2. 1-1.
Yeah.
That's a strike. Not that clear, not that obvious, but I don't know.
No ball.
That's a ball. It's very similar position, just on the top of the zone instead. The 2-2.
Ball.
The count's full, 3-2. Danny Trevino next. We're gonna miss. He got him. 1 down. First strikeout for Graham Holmes and a 12 o'clock curveball. Here's Danny Trevino. Third baseman for the Knights. So the New York Knights here. I have to say the full team name.
Ball. That's high.
They've been irresponsible defensively, and the pitching staff ain't really helping them either. Nice 12 o'clock curve there for strike 1. So the Knights, they've got to fix. Yeah, they got things to work on. That's immediate. That's imminent from this game alone. That's line. Will that drop down for a hit? Yes, it will. A base hit for Trevino. He'll stop there. He wouldn't even have time to go to second. So a base hit for Danny Trevino, and the Knights got a run reward with 1 out. Yeah. I bet if he hit that better, that would have gone all the way to the wall. It could have been a double, maybe even a triple. So here's Shea Langoliers, fielder's choice in an RBI. 0 for 1 today for the Knights. And the line one down the right field line, it's foul. 29 home runs last season with the Athletics in the MLB, but he's come over to the National Baseball League to play for the Knights. Counts 2-1. And the pitch. They're all hit, but it's way high. And the foul into the crowd for another foul ball. And that's up the middle of base hit. Gonna go into second. Is he going to third? And yes, he will, but he's called out. No, he's safe. They say he must have made it in time by. I thought he was going to be called out, but he's safe. Huh? Trey Sweeney.
That's a ball.
There's the cutter. 1-0 the count.
1-0.
Here in the fourth inning. The Knights getting some offense. They got a good chance here to get some runs back that they gave up in the top of the inning.
Hee-ha!
Count 1-1 to Trey Sweeney.
That's a ball.
A really bad 12 o'clock curve there from Holmes. This pitching does seem to be a bit inconsistent. I am noticing that.
Right 2. 2 and 2's the count.
Swung and a miss. It's 2-2. That was some really bad animation. So it's 2. So 2. Swing on the line. Caught. 2 out. Here's O'Neal Cruz. Nice catch by Jorge Mateo. O'Neal Cruz for the Knights takes the 12 o'clock curve for strike 1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame today.
One ball, one strike.
Batter. 5-year career with the Pirates. Pirates are 1-2. Man, that's a base hit. That should score a run. It will. It's 8-4. Here's the throws are going to go for third. Safe. So a double for O'Neal Cruz. And the Knights get a run back. It's 8-4. Just barely made it. Some good hustling by O'Neal Cruz with it. Gets him a double. Here's Colt Crimson for the Knights. 0 for 2 today, and which is a shame because he has an amazing name, which I came up with. So the Knights, they got something here. They need to drive in those 2 runs. It's one of those 2 runs for me to consider this, from me personally, to consider this a productive at-bat. Productive inning. Excuse me. That's what spring training is for. So I learned to make mistakes, not to make mistakes like that. This one hit pretty well out towards center field. Nice run down to end the inning. A double for O'Neal Cruz. Makes it 8-4. 1 error by the Sailors, 9 hits. For the New York Sailors. The Knights with just 7 hits, but they do get a run back. It's 8-4. End of the 4th inning. Here's Jorge Mateo. One for 2 today for the Sailors. They get a big lead here. Cutter in its 0-1. So there's a couple warming up in the New York Knights bullpen.
One and one.
The pitch makes it 1-1. So the Sailors. Yeah, they got. Decide if they want to sit on this lead or. Well, they probably won't sit on the lead. They just. They need to figure out what they're going to do from here because they have a lead. And that's a base hit. Jorge Mateo going to go to first. Lead-off base hit for Mateo.
Now batting, catcher.
And the Sailors going to run our board. So here's Tom Murphy. Homer his first step at the Sailors. That's when foul. Off the railing. A 2-run blast in the 4th inning. 182 batting average last season. 40-46 OPS as well for Murphy. And the 1-strike pitch.
That's a ball.
Oh, a bad sweeper from
1-1.
Festa
1-1.
to even the count. So New York, the New York Sailors, they're looking really good just this game alone. Just this game. The count's 2-1 to Murphy. And hit 1 to third. There's one. Double play. Nice. With a bit of a defensive comeback here in the 5th. With a double play. Maybe they do have a comeback in this game. They're down by a lot. But they got a lot of time. Here's Stuart Fairchild for the New York Sailors. Strike 1. Could just say the blue and gold. The big bad blue.
Ball, that's high.
Because the next would be the big bad blue, and the blue and gold would obviously be the New York Sailors. Because when they're playing each other, you can't. A cutter and it's 2-2 upstairs. Bad aim from Festa. He seems to be able to recover one innings for it. Count is full, too. It's a point. Stuart Fairchild. Count full to Fairchild. And Festa. A strike would really help him in the night's here. Swing off his foot, and that's a base hit for Fairchild. And the inning continues. So the top of the inning continues. Here's Willie Castro. Oh, they're trying to throw to first. Fairchild easily makes it to the bag in time. Stays at first safely.
Ball. 1-0.
A badly angled four-seamer. Makes it for ball 1. Runner is on for the Sailors. Again, no matter what, there isn't really any pressure. But
No, that missed.
preseason.
2-0.
Biscuits 2-0. Two balls and no strike count. And another one from Festa. Swing, that's going to be a base hit down the right field line. And there's 2 on for the New York Sailors.
Now batting, center fielder Blake Perkins.
Fun game in what we call the Battle of New York. 2 on, 2 out.
Yeehaw!
Blake Perkins takes a four-seam fastball just above the knees. 0-1. 340 batting average last year. 54 runs and 23 stolen bases. He's 1 for 2 today for the New York Sailors.
Right 2.
Four-seam fastball there. I do love those road uniforms for the New York Sailors. I think I'd cooked. I think I cooked pretty well with those. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Perkins strikes out swinging. We head to the bottom of the 5th. So 8-4 Sailors. As we enter the bottom of the 5th. Yeah. So here's Jose Iglesias. There's Jose Iglesias. And he lines one! Foul. So no one.
Ball, that's
Down.
down.
I am actually trying to multitask here. And that's ground ball to second, throw to first. Got him. One down, bottom of the fifth.
Now batting. First baseman, Christian.
So and there's a base hit for Christian Walker. And he's aboard bottom of the fifth for the Knights. So here's Michael Conforto as he takes a strike. A double RBI and a run. So a double RBI and then the run scored. He's 1 for 2. So we get all that in one at bat.
1-1.
A slider, it's really bad slider. 1-1. 167 career is on the mound for the Sailors. As I mentioned. Oh, still on base. No.
Right fielder,
Jankowski Noel. The Cleveland Guardian to the plate. Oh, we're gonna look back, look towards first and the throw with a
1
pitch.
strike.
Even the count. 1-1. So Cody Funderburg, pitcher for the Sailors. Silver tap foul that bounced straight up. Gonna go behind home play once again to make it 1-2. So
Oh, that's low. That's a ball.
it's not like a preview of what the actual season's gonna look like. We can actually see from these teams
Full
when
count.
we get to the regular season. So the count is full. It's 3-2. Danny Trevino's coming to the plate after Noel's at bat.
Take your base, ball 4.
And it is, but with ball 4, 2 on for the Knights.
number 25.
Let's walk up some out. And then when we get there in time, for out number 3, we head to the 6th. So,
Number 39. Leading things off, third,
so here's Royce Lewis. So here's Royce Lewis.
Yeah!
And forcing fastball to
0-1.
start to lead off the inning. So 2 warming up in the Knights bullpen. So Michael Tonkin on the
No,
mound
that missed. That's a ball.
for the Knights as he throws ball 1 to Lewis. Lewis third in the Sailors order. Top of the 6th inning, 8-4 Sailors and a 1-2 count to Lewis.
That's a ball. That's
The
down.
slider that curves low. There's a high fly ball to center field. And the catch. It's made. There's one down.
Now batting.
So one out here in the top of the sixth. Here's Colton Cowser.
They told me slowly is the fastest way to get where you want to be, so I ease to a steady speed.
So Colton Cowser stepping into the batter's box. This house hits one really high. On the infield. 2 outs.
Now batting. Number 43.
So there's Luis Raymond. There's a custom player. 1 for 2 in the ball game today. Single. And he'll take a pitch. Swing of the wheel. Line! Left field foul. 0-1. The pitch that's going to be lined again. Foul. It's 0-2 to Luis Raymond. Sailors are sitting on some insurance funds. Line keeps the beginning alive. Talk a look to get out of it. It's back-to-back foul balls into left field there. And down the left field line. Sailors, they're in a good spot as far as this game goes. Games like this. Lines.
He's up.
3 outs. So, Langoliers to lead off the bottom of the 6th. So here comes Dane Dunning for the Sailors. 95 innings pitched, 21.6% strikeout rate, 9.5% walk rate, 5-2 record in 26 games. So here's Shea Langoliers. It's one pretty wild, out towards center field. Not deep enough. And there's 1 out.
Now batting. Shortstop.
Lewis Carter Mesterley to make the catch. So here's Trey Sweeney. Do we not have replay? Come on, we don't have replay. That's nonsense. And Sacred Cat foul for strike 1. Odd batting stance. Which you can have some of the weirdest batting stances, and they're completely acceptable. Which is why they had to ban dwarfs. You can look all that up. Well, actually, I'll explain some of it right here. That like the strike zones. So there's a grounder towards first, easily thrown out. 2 down.
Now batting. Center fielder. O'Neal.
That's a ball.
So slider for ball 1.
1-0.
It counts 1-0 to O'Neal Cruz as he leads off for the third time. Third time of the. He leads off the order for the 3rd time today. 1-1. Actually, 3rd time in the batter's box today. That's how I should say it.
Ball.
So it takes the ball 2-1.
Balls, 1 strike.
Sailors, they need offense. This is not the innings. They want less of this. And they want more offense. That's kind of what I'm gathering from this. They need. They're just gonna. I don't know.
That's
The
a ball
defense
low.
is something's got to. If their defense is not changed by the time spring training starts, I mean, regular season starts, if their defense doesn't fix,
Right two.
if they can avoid scores like this,
Count is full.
when they still have multiple innings left to play, if they can't fix it, they're going to be in bad shape. And that one's hit a ton. Now towards left center field. Not enough. Carter Meserly to make the catch. Side retired. She's up to bat to start the 7th inning. There's a light back there. I just noticed that. So Andrew Wantz on the mound for the New York Knights. Not just one game. He pitched a single inning. 7% strike walk rate, 50% strikeout rate. Didn't really face anybody. Oh, they're gonna have a. And a foul force. So the Sailors bring in Bryce Durang, a pinch hitter. And it'll get a base hit to start off. Base hit. Well, almost perfect hit.
Now batting, second baseman, Jorge Mateo.
So Jorge Mateo
That missed. That's a ball.
takes the cutter to start off. Ball one. In the lower inside corner. Triple single RBI and a run. And here's a 4-seam fastball, foul 1-1. So the Sailors, they're having a real. This is a really good first preseason game. Runner going, but it's fouled off by Mateo, so the Knights can calm their fears for now, but wrath is coming. Maybe, we'll see. Tap or foul. That was the subtle prediction, by the way. Which officially what that predicts is that there will be at least one more base hit. There will be at least one run scoring this inning. 1-2 to Mateo. Here in the inning. The Sailors here. They're looking pretty good, just their offense is going to drop off in recent innings. It's not necessarily a cause for concern, but if it continues in the following games, that should be a cause for concern. So it's 1-2 to Mateo for the New York Sailors. And the pitch. Pulls a cutter. Keeps it. This is a long at bat. Like a 7th or 8th pitch. And the pitch.
Ball.
4-seam fastball. It's 2-2.
2-2.
So Mateo 2 for 3 today. 7th in the lineup.
Full count.
4-seamer. It's 3-2. And 4-seam fastball. So the count's 3-2 to Mateo. Full count. From Vermont, which now wants to impress the Knights. He has to throw a strike here. He has to get the strikeout. Because that would probably impress the Knights pitching coach. That would impress him. Which Knights, they've had much to impress them besides some runs early on. They had a good start, and then they hit the top of the 4th inning happened. 3-2 to Mateo. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Good start for Andrew Wantz. After the single. A single, but a strikeout, so. Took a trade-off. Tom Murphy to the plate. He did homer in the fourth. But he did strike out right after. Swings in a circle changeup that was below the knees. So 1 to Murphy. He's an overall pretty good day. It might become a less good day if he keeps swinging on. He's swinging too high on pitches that are curves. He doesn't. Does he not see the curve?
1-2.
Takes a 1-2. That was. I mean, if he swung on that, you'd be a madman. Murphy wearing number 19 out there for the New York Sailors. They have some of my favorite colors. All the National Baseball League. Bad take there for Murphy. It's 2-2. And some words to, I think either the umpire, the first base umpire, or the pitching coach from Wantz. 2-2.
Full count.
Bad slurve on that pitch. So Stuart Fairchild next. The count's full. So Murphy. Here's the 3-2. Chased it and he struck out swinging. 2 down. Besides a single, Wantz having a really good inning. The DH, Stuart Fairchild. I would think he would pinch hit him since he's Stuart Fairchild. Gonna try and call out Bryce Terrain, but he's safe. A single as his first at bat as a pinch hitter. Enforcing Murph is 0-1. No balls, a 1 strike to Fairchild. Andrew Wantz, he's had a solid day.
Nope. Ball.
Slur 1-1. Oh, right a second. Got him. No, they didn't. He's safe. He made it. I thought they got him. 10-foot, 92-mile-an-hour throw, but in a 20-mile-per-hour dash to second. He was like literally inches. It was like if he was a second later, he would have been out. I thought he was out at first. I thought he was out at second on the stolen base attempt, but he made it. Maybe I'm really bad at telling when they're safe. Maybe I probably need to get better at that. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fairchild strikes out, swinging. We head to the bottom of the 7th. So we had to tonight still trailing by 4 runs as we start. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning now. Dennis Santana taking the mound for the Sailors. New York Sailors here. They just need. They're in cruise control now. Just don't make any terrible mistakes and you'll be fine. So a pinch hitter, James Wood, coming to the plate. It's a 64 batting average last year in the MLB system. Probably the MLB, but maybe not. I don't really know. I don't know who that is. But just really cool on a slider at 0-1 for the Knights. One and deal and the pitch. Really bad slider. When you're throwing a pitch, especially a pitch that curves, it's just the angle, the angle of your arm. If you just tilt it off just a slight, the way you angle your arm when you throw it can completely change where the pitch goes. In fact, if you actually start pitching, or even just watch them, but really pay attention to these two pitchers. It's easier to tell, like an actual ball game than MLB the show, but We'll see. I better see it, because if they throw bad, their arm will... It'll be off just enough. And that's... Yeah, so... While I was talking... a strikeout for Dennis Santana. First strikeout, there's one down. Here's another pitch hitter. Max Kepler. 253 batting average, 682 OPS. Taking the third spot in the night's batting order.
That's a ball.
On the lower outside corner. Ball one. So the Knights, they need runs. They need to get their offense going a bit. They're losing the Jets playing right now. Go check. I wanted to watch whatever's left of that when I'm done with this. Halfway through, the New York Knights. A solo blast for Max Kepler. 449. And the Knights have been awoken. Absolutely belted off the scoreboard there. So it's 8-5 now with the solo blast. Ernie Clement at the plate. Can he follow it up? That is the question. And they'll take a foul four-seamer behind him for strike two. The Sailors, they got something back. The time is running out. They still need They still need 3 runs. Clement chases a pitch. He strikes out swinging. Another strikeout for Dennis Santana. 2 down. First pitch, second pitch, third pitch. 3 pitches. Yeah, that last one was not a great pitch, but he swung on it for strike 3. Here's still Malco. Pinch hitter. Bottom of the 7th. 2 out. Four-seamer fastball with strike 1. One to Elko. Weird, interesting last name. A little weird. It's a name. If you're named after Red Mustache Man, because I'm not saying his name, it's not really a reflection on you. That's a reflection on the people who named you. Or if you're named after the Bad Russian Man, I won't name him either. Same thing. Any bad person in history. Slider strikes him out. Max Kepler with a solo blast. Good. Another run back for the Knights. It's 8-5. So 5 runs on 9 hits. 8 runs on 13 hits for the Sailors. We had for the Knights. Eli White's taking second. Basically, half the lineup's brand new. Cedric Mullins pitch hitting. Four-seamer 0-2. It's popped foul. So the Knights,
Ball.
if they want to even try a comeback, they need to work on their they need defense to do well. 1-2, swing and a miss on a slurve. Really good slurve there. And Douglas Howe to the third, taking left field. Danny Mendick, another Sailors pinch hitter. We're gonna give him an opportunity. Danny Mendick. Don't laugh at that name. Of course, you guys are all mature, right? Well, it's a last name. It's not as cool. It's better. Well, why am I even talking about this? Just name your kid Richard. So we're gonna miss 0-2 to Mendick. To the Knights. Well, most likely just gonna rely on their pitching. They just don't want another inning like the fourth. It was a really bad inning defensively for the New York Knights. If they do something like that again, it'd be really bad. So the count's 2-2 to Mendick. Top of the 8th. Nice slider, struck him out swinging. Here's Joe Lamp. Takes a strike. 1-1. It's fun line. Lamp. I don't know why. Anything with like lamp in the title. It's probably, if it's like music, like maybe on the lamppost. And Herman's Hermit song. If you like that type of thing, go look at it. You might know what I'm talking about. If you like Beatles, you might like that. Look it up. More poppy than Beatles. And a strike out to end the inning. So Lamp strikes out looking. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Third. Taking shortstop is Adrian Pinto. There's Jonathan Rodriguez. Pinch hitting for the Knights. Josh Adrian. Nobila's first pitch. A two-seamer at the knees towards the pitcher. Yeah, I don't know him for a Giants walk-off that he gave up forever ago. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
0-2.
Jackson Spanger warming up the Sailor bullpen. Okay, this Josh Shader either gets injured or he screws up. Which is probably more likely going to be the second, but injuries do happen quite often, sadly. So it's 1-2. Baseball. You will get injured eventually. Swing and a miss, a circle changeup. 1 down here in the 8th. Josh Hader's really good. Might not get another hit. So here's Danny Trevanian for the Knights. Called strike. Yeah, you could call that a ball. It's hard to tell. So Knights trailing by 3 runs here in this preseason game. Slider in the same spot, still called strike, 0-2.
That's a ball.
Oh, there's a bad two-seam fastball.
1-2.
Outside the zone. Count 1-2 to Trevino. Swing and a miss. He struck out Danny Trevino.
Now batting.
The Shea Langoliers. Once again for the Knights. 1 for 3 in the ball game today. Singled one of his 3 times. Hader not giving up anything in this inning. Two-seamer tap foul for strike 1. Langoliers never had a base hit in Major League Baseball against Josh Hader. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Really good look for Josh Hader here in the 8th for the Sailors. He might not let the Knights get another run.
Ball.
Ball outside, 1-2 on a two-seam fastball, which does seem like a pitch he does need to work on. Outside of that, pretty solid inning of work from Josh Hader here. Swing and a miss to cap off some great pitching by Josh Hader. We head to the 9th. Here's James McArthur going to try and keep the Sailors off the board. He'll do his best. 90.8% strikeout rate, 5.7% walk rate, and a bunch of other stats. I think we have 10 Ivan Soto. Less famous Soto. Not a bad walk-up song.
Ball.
But
1 ball, no strike.
not like playing though. That's all. It's kind of a nice like one you could like just fall asleep to. So James McArthur.
Outside, that's a ball.
A bad curveball, 2-0.
Heck one.
Strike 1. Lower inside corner, 2-1. And that's a ground to second, 1 hop to first. And that's 1 out here on the top of the 9th. There's Rafael Marchand, 294 batting average. Solid numbers, just not a really big sample from him for the Sailors. Takes a slider for strike 1. Definitely could have swung on that. It's one of like you learn what the more at bats you take if you play baseball, the better you learn what pitches you should hit and what pitches you shouldn't hit. You shouldn't swing at. That's what I should say. You learn pretty well which ones you swing at and which ones you don't. Obviously, don't swing at one that's like way off the plate like that. Don't swing at that. If it's in the zone, it looks like you can actually hit it. I would say swing at it. Again, I'm no coach. I've never I haven't taken any real mound in my life. Like anything beyond, in my backyard. Swing, that's for the line. Foul, 2-2. So Marchand with a 2-2 counter. Swing gonna be grounded to second. And short. Throw to first. 2 out. Good throw to first there. 2 down. In the 9th. Here's Luke Adams. So with the run, maybe they could get something out of this last inning. Running up by quite a bit, so they should. There's a base hit into left field down the line. He's gonna easily get to first, and they'll stop there. So base hit for Luke Adams. Sailors with a runner aboard, but there is 2 outs. So that is the caveat with that. Here's Jorge Mateo. 2 for 4. He's actually played the whole game. Triple R, single RBI, and a run. They've kept him in. That's surprising to me. He's at least decent. He's had 2 hits today. There's a curveball, 0-2. the way ground to short.
Got it.
One. Didn't need the double play as they already had 2 outs. So the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Bottom of the ninth inning. Griffin Jack's gonna close it out for the Sailors. First Helene. Fred Jones at right field. For the 3rd time they replaced right field. So Trey Sweeney, the shortstop, 1 for 3 today. He's played the full game. Strange batting stance. To me, it looks.
Yeehaw!
Swing and a miss. 1-1. Another pitch.
No, that's out.
Really bad curveball. They've taken out Josh Hader, which I would have kept him in. Well, if it were real again, they probably would have kept him in. But it's preseason. 1-2 to Jax. Another pitch. Swing. That goes down into. The Benjamin line. And short throw to first. Mateo in time. 1 down. Knights down to the final 2 outs. Pinch hitter, Andrew Pickney. Mormon strumming. He's ready to go for the Knights. Way high. And it's 1-0. Sailors lead 8 for that one. There's a sweeper that's called strike. 2-1 to Pinkney. Nobody on. 1 out. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Fantastic sweeper. Maybe they do have this guy on the major league roster.
Nope, ball.
And then he calls up for the same pitch, but way low. James Wood coming up. There's the payoff pitch.
That's out. Ball 4.
Ball 4. Pinkney gonna take his base. There's Marquardt. Do a big glitch there. So 1 on, bottom of the 9th.
Yeehaw!
Strike 1 there on a fastball. So no. 0-1 count. Synchronous. Found off 0-2. The Knights, they're staying alive. They haven't scored anything, but well, they know they're not going to win. And the Knights are down to their final line as Trent Farquhar strikes out swinging. Here's Eli White.
Nope, ball.
54-seamer 1 out of the count. So the Knights down to their final out. Trailing by 3 runs. A homer would make it a 1-run game.
No, that missed. That's a
A
ball.
bad sweeper from Eli White.
2-0.
No strikes so far on this at bat.
Oh, yeah.
And a 4-seam fastball, 2-1. So the Sailors, a really good game today. The Knights, not bad offensively, but nothing offensively. Run to the bag, and the ball game is over. Sailors win. They win by a final score of 8-5 over their what's probably going to be their rival, the New York Knights. "14 hits, with 8 runs on 14 hits for the Sailors, with 1 error. 5 runs on 9 hits No errors for the Knights. Derek School with the win, Garrett the loss, and Griffin Jacks with the save, and the results in the Sailors 8-5 victory over the Knights. I'm Thomas Rios, glad to have you tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.